What's going on, everybody? Welcome to another episode of Pod Scum. I am your host, Reckless Rex Ruger, a.k.a. the King of Sleaze, a.k.a. the Son of Glam, a.k.a. Diamond David Lee Roth Jr., excuse me. I'm here with another phenomenal episode of Pod Scum. This is where the cool kids come to chop it up like no place else, and we got another kick-ass guest for you tonight. We're going to get right into it and chop it up with him, man. This is going to be a good one, I promise, but when are they not good ones? Tonight's going to be no different. Let's get fucking down to the brass tacks with my man tonight. Steve, there he is.
What's up?
We made it happen, man, eventually, right? I mean,
God damn it. Skin lag.
You know, sometimes
skin lagging, sorry.
Hey, man, listen, man, real life happens a lot, man. You know what I mean? Like, you get here when you can get here, right?
Yeah, I appreciate you, man. Thank you. Thanks for having me.
Yeah. And I appreciate you coming on here and doing it and making the time to do it, man. So STEEV ESQUIVEL, before we jump into things, man, I want to backtrack a little bit and kind of get the origins of your story, man. Was there a specific album or a song or an artist that really got you jump-started on your musical journey? Who was it for you at the very beginning?
I mean, different genres, but I mean, as far as metal, Death Angel was the band. My cousin worked for them and was friends with Dennis and the guys, and they just fucking blew me away, and that's kind of set the pace for everything that's become.
Which, by the way, man, they are still, I just saw them like a year and a half ago on the Bay Area Strikes Back tour, still blowing people away.
Fucking
still amazing.
Yeah, they're amazing. Fucking badass. I can't wait for them to get back. I know Mark's doing his thing now, which is fucking sick, but yeah. Death Angel's the shit.
Well, and I think a lot of people don't know, too, that way back in the day, I don't know the exact age, but on some of those early Death Angel albums, Andy, the original drummer, was literally a kid.
Yeah, for sure. I mean, I have memories. I mean, literally when my cousin, I played drums with my cousin in the garage, when we were trying to play fucking Run to the Hills, and I couldn't play Iron Maiden Run to the Hills. They fucking came and squashed my cymbal. Was like, dude, I'll take you up the fucking hill and show you a 9-year-old drummer that'll blow you away. 12, 9, something like that. And I'm like, yeah, right. So he's like, tomorrow on my paper route, you come with me and I'll fucking show you this kid that'll blow you fucking away. I was like, sure. So I went out with them. There was Death Angel. They opened up the garage, fucking, they're all jamming, and fucking, I think it was like maybe 11 years old, something like that. I'm not sure how old he was when he was doing the demo, but God, he used to go over to my grandma's house, and I mean, he was so young and so small. I mean, Andy's feet didn't even touch the ground. They were swinging off my fucking grandma's couch.
So did he quit school? For people that don't know that, man, did he quit school and go out on tour with them? I mean, he was really young.
I would imagine so.
Yeah. I mean, how do you pass up a chance like that? You know, I mean,
homeschooling on tour.
Yeah, homeschooling. And so, obviously, a lot of people would know you from different projects: Reignition, DEDVOLT, SKINLAB. I specifically remember, and I'm 51 years old. Obviously, early on in the thrash scene, and I don't know if you realize it. And I don't like to throw the term seminal around a lot, but there are some albums in that scene, in the music scene, that are seminal albums. I consider Defiance's Void Terra Firma one of those albums.
Yeah, for sure.
An important one, an important staple in the thrash history.
Cool, awesome. When we were making it, we had no idea that it would turn out something. We were just kids. Me especially, I think I was 17 or 18 when we did the record. And the guys were, the guys in the band were always well advanced. I've always said that they were always just top tier, still are. And but yeah, fucking A, good times, cool shit. It's pretty cool to listen to those records. I've been listening to them as we've been playing shows recently in the last year and a half or so. So been revisiting them and relearning.
And now when you, it's interesting you say that. When you do listen back to them, And I know maybe the streaming platforms can maybe polish them up a little bit or whatever, you know. But when you go back and listen to them, what's the one thing? Obviously, technology has come so far. Like I had Eric from Flotsam and Jetsam on last night, and he said when he listens to those early albums, it's the production. You know what I mean? Like you know, he cringes when he hears some of those songs and the production value of them.
Yeah, totally. We've always, you know, Defiance has had a bad luck with production, I would say. I'd love to hear some of those records remixed. The last one that we did with Juan Ortiaga was pretty cool, pretty modern. But back in the day, you know, the John Coonerberty records, I mean, they're cool. I think they're really cool. And you know, but compared to some of the other records that were out there, you know, and the production that was going on, I think that we were pretty innocent when it came to, you know, technology and production. And so we kind of, I think, went with what the producers served us.
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah.
And, you know, every record you learn. And we eventually got to work with Rob Beaton, and things progressed a little bit. He was able to bring us in that, you know, more metallic zone, you know, because by then Pantera was out. So production was changing, you know.
Yeah.
But it's cool. It is fun, you know, listening to this stuff nowadays, fucking 30 plus years later, you know, it's pretty cool.
It holds up.
Yeah.
Hell yeah. It does.
Hell yeah.
It's nice to know that it's nice to know that stuff just holds up and it doesn't sound dated. I mean, I think that's what makes an album like that so seminal, is that you can throw it on now and it stands up with anything that's out there in the genre right now.
Well, you know, well, you know, with the new genre of thrash, yeah, definitely. You know, obviously, I listen to all kinds of different music, so I know that production's just, you know, kind of surpassed what, you know, any of our records have, you know, did. But it's cool. You know, it's some really fucking sick music in a time capsule, and then now it's, you know, a lot more people are getting into it and kind of revisiting, you know, what we created fucking 35 years ago, you know, so stoked.
Are you able to go out, like, as a music fan, when you've got time to listen to music for your own enjoyment? Are you somebody that gets kind of stuck in a time warp, for lack of a better term? You know, do you listen to older stuff and have a hard time, like, discovering, like, new music that you really like or that really bowls you over?
No. You know, one thing that I've about 10 years ago, no, maybe 20 years ago, I stopped listening to music for what I wish it was and what it is.
Yeah.
You know, you save yourself a lot of time. You know what I mean? It is what it is. You either like it, you don't. There's so many bands and so many different kinds of music out there that it's like, you know, why not digest it all, you know? So really in the last 20 years, I'd say about 15 years, I've really started to open my mind up to just all kinds of music.
Yeah.
And now, you know, I find myself doing my first solo record, and it'll be a sure example of everything that I've been digesting the last 10 years, you know? So.
Meaning it will be very, meaning it'll be very eclectic. Will fans of your past work be surprised?
Oh, they're going to be really surprised.
Okay.
I'm walking around my backyard.
That's good. That's good.
My gardener just came in, and I'm trying to give him his space, and then my dogs are over there fucking yapping, so I'm here walking around.
That's all right. That's all right, man. I'm 51 years old. I tell my audience all the time, I don't edit anything, man. However it happens and goes down on here, that's what the finished fucking product is.
Hell yeah. No, we're in the keep it real zone, brother.
We're in the keep it real zone. I can't be bothered with all the editing and all that shit. People always will come on here and you know, if they're having technological issues or they're having a hard time, you know, getting their Wi-Fi right. Me and Craig Licicero from Forbidden last week, man, we had to start a couple different times. He went out of the room and came back in a couple different times. I left it fucking all in. I don't know how to.
Fuck it. Yeah, I was actually thinking, I'm like, I might have to jump up and get coffee. Now I'm like running around my backyard.
and so I would be remiss if I didn't ask, and you know, fans may ask me in the comment section. So I want to head that off right now, man. Other than the solo album, anything on the horizon for you in terms of the groups you've been in? Obviously, we saw the last SKINLAB album was in 2019, I believe, correct?
Yeah, Venomous. Yeah,
Yep.
unfortunately, it was a short-lived record. Pandemic shut us down.
Yeah.
I think we were like 2 tours into the damn thing when, we were told to pack it up and go home, and the world shut down, around the record. Unfortunately, we've been having a hard time coming back from that, to be honest. We're a pretty independent band, and so when the pandemic started, Snake and I, we had said that we were going to be one of those bands that we're going to let this thing do it. We're not going to get out there and try to poach SKINLAB masks and do all that shit. We're just going to sit it out, and we'll get back to business when the world's ready for us. Unfortunately, my boy Snake, he left about a year ago. But we did just that as soon as the doors were open. We got out there. So we're about 2 tours in now, and we're about to go SKINLAB. We're about to go to Europe to support Propane in Czechoslovakia and a couple of headlining shows. And then in January, we'll do an East Coast run, and hopefully maybe, beginning of the year, a full-length album.
Okay.
So,
okay.
Yeah, we're working with. We actually just signed with Ulrich Wild's label. Our producer who produced the last record, Venomous, and so that's all done, and just writing.
Yeah, I know. As I get older, man, and I think this is probably common for all people. They really like their creature comforts. You know what I mean? Like they like to kind of stay around what's comfortable to them. Do you still like this far into the game? Do you still like touring?
I love touring. I'm, too stupid to fucking quit. It's harder and harder every time. The reason why I was late for the interview, I was talking with my fucking drummer, on just the heartaches of just coming home from this recent tour. And, we're all back to work. My shoulders are fucking broken. My boy back in Puerto Rico, fucking Marcos, it's like we're all coming home fucking scraping pennies to do this, and it's like labor of love. How fucking long do you do it? How long can you do it, So we'll see. We feel there's still meat on the bone with SKINLAB, but it's like, how many beatings can you take?
Right. And when you guys do get together and create music, or even just you specifically, do you have a specific process that you use to create? Like, I know I get a lot of guys on here. They say, a lot of their best ideas come to them in the car, or maybe they're getting ideas at work throughout the course of the day, or you get your creative types who go into a room and they sequester themselves away and they sit and they make themselves right. For you, what's your creative process like?
I do have a creative process. Actually, in my studio, in my house, is probably where I do my best work. Although I love collaborating with people and, the band SKINLAB in the studio. Back in the day when we all lived in Oakland, next to each other, we had our hourly studio. We go on there, sweat out to the oldies. But nowadays, everything's, more technology based, and we're all turning into, recording engineers and, ghetto producers. So I've learned how to, over the pandemic, I've learned how to, push some buttons and, record some stuff. So the juices are flowing. Like I said, I have my solo record. SKINLAB music is flowing. Working with tons of different musicians right now, writing some different albums and different songs for different people right now. So doing it alone, private, dark room is where I like vibing out.
Yeah,
for sure. That's probably the most. That's probably the funnest process of everything, of writing, I enjoy that much more than touring.
And now you've been doing this like such a long time, from back when people were really into the physical product. But now we see a lot of the music up on the streaming platforms. First of all, man, are you a fan of the streaming platforms? And is there a way that the business, and the labels could have maybe harnessed streaming and made it a little more profitable and made it, made a better business plan for the artists?
I am a fan of streaming. Totally. I dig it. I understand the payment, royalties and all that stuff is, it's not paying like it should, but I don't do this for the money, man. I have a job. I do music for love, but I love the instant availability of music nowadays, right?
Yeah, that's nice. That is nice.
The variety. Like I said, about 10 years ago, I stopped listening to music for what I wish it was and just listen to it for what it is. So therefore, I'm into all kinds of different music nowadays, from Drake to fucking J. Cole, the 21 Savage. Still jump on and stream Machine Head, fucking hate.
Yeah.
All the heavies, you know what I mean, and all the new shit. I'm a fan of all the new stuff. I love everything. So
I like what you said right there, though. I kind of picked up on that. Like, you stopped listening to music for what you wanted it to be. Well, what was that definitive idea in your head that you were chasing of, like, when you say what you wanted music to be?
Because everything was this, I was being so negative and so like, when you see those, and not even to like pinpoint anybody, but I was gonna say you see those people at the back of the room with their arms crossed. Whatever.
Right.
But those people that overanalyze something that someone's created. It's like you can't do this. This is art,
Right.
It's art, and that's it. It's open. Me personally with my lyrics and. Obviously, you can't do it with the music, but with my lyrics, I leave everything open to interpretation. I have so many open roads. I never box myself into any one direction. And in all of my songs, there's at least 3 different roles that I play.
Yeah.
You
wear many hats. Many hats.
Sometimes it's me, him, or her. Sometimes it's there, here, when. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So I switch it around and try to make it fun. But this is art, man. Develop it, let it flow.
Well, and it seems like art. It obviously is obviously a very polarizing topic. It falls under a lot of scrutiny. One thing that's been like really happening a lot in the last couple of years, it seems like when people go see live music, rather than being there and present and in the moment. Everyone's got their cell phones out nowadays, and it almost seems like everybody's like trying to be a music critic nowadays, and you're really under the microscope. And we see a lot of these legendary bands, like take for instance like a band like Kiss or Motley Crue. Like we see these guys getting called out on like they're using backing tracks, they're using tricks, they're not playing their instruments. Where do you stand on that as a musician yourself? Would you rather go see a performance and have the performance be really good and have the sound like beefed up, or would you rather see the warts and all and maybe not have them be as good?
Okay. Well, first of all, I'm that fan with the cell phone.
We all are.
Okay. Sorry,
I
want to take that shit home and relive it.
Yeah.
I just got back from 5 Finger Death Punch. Thank you, Chris Cahill, for putting me on the list. They fucking crushed. Marilyn Manson fucking opened up. And I got video, and I was like fucking little bitch with my fucking camera in the air, and I love it because I want to take a piece of that home with me.
Sure.
And I don't blame anyone for doing that. Now, being a performer, having those off nights, falling on stage, there's somebody with that camera, pretty cool. I mean, you're all vulnerable to anything, so be a part of it, be in the moment, and I don't know. I think one thing I know is that one thing that I'm scared about is the instant how everything is so instant on the internet, which has made me more private, more tight leashed with my music. I've had these projects, Oceans of Oblivion and DEDVOLT and SKINLAB, and I fucking hold it so tight that I squeeze it to fucking death because I'm scared of even like placing it anywhere near the internet because boom, it's out there and it's fucking, you know what I mean?
You're right. Yeah.
I wanted to figure out a way to jump in the moment to where you take out, you bring the fan directly involved. And I think there was something like Patreon, but not try to make money off it. I mean, I know everything's money based, but what about relationship based, right? So everyone comes in and enjoys what they remember, about what they've never been involved in. So like making them immediately evolved in the songwriting process from the fucking get-go, you know, and making your, you know what I mean? Like just making everything available. So
yeah, that's a cool idea.
Right? It's a different ride than anyone's fucking done. And it's more than probably most people want, you know?
Yeah. Yeah.
But it's more than a lot of people will ever get. So I don't know. I ride the line, you know, I'm a scaredy cat when it comes to it. It makes me smother my projects to death.
Sure.
It's like, yeah, I got this project, Oceans of Oblivion, that's going to be coming out for 2 years.
Yeah.
You know, and it's like I'm finally fucking got this little guy on my shoulder that I'm like, dude, get the fuck out of here. Just let me put this out and just let it be, you know. So but you know, SKINLAB just got back off tour, and there was a bit of that, like, well, this is actually one of the first tours we've done where cameras and phone people are just so fucking out there filming your every move.
Yeah, they are.
Know? And I forgot all about it. It never worried me the whole time, and I had a great time. You know,
unfortunately, it seems like a lot of those people, as I said, though, are out there sometimes, and they want to take those memories. You know, like you're talking about bringing memories back, and rather than sharing them on YouTube, hey, look at the great time that I had. And there are people doing that too. There's a lot of people that are putting them up there and saying, "Aha, look, I'm catching these guys." You know?
Right. Yeah. Well, you know what? And this is, I want to get to that too, because overproduction and all that stuff, I think it's fucking cool, man. Like, I was watching one of my favorite Bad Omens, right?
Yeah.
And they meant, you know, a lot of people were saying that singer's not really singing, and they have a lot of stuff that they're not doing on live. And I watched a video with the producer or the sound man of the band and the drummer, and they were like, fuck yeah. Fuck yeah, we got production. Like, yeah. Why wouldn't I? I'm out here to make the fucking best sounding music I can make. And
yeah,
bro, if you spit it out like that, I'm with you.
Yeah.
If you spit it out where it's like, you know, Sebastian Bach and fucking Ricky Rocky or whatever his name is are fucking fighting over the fact that he's got backing tracks and his computer didn't fucking show up to the gig, so he couldn't do the show. Well, I get it, dude. You get it. You can't watch Falling in Reverse without their fucking stuff. I wouldn't even want it. It wouldn't be right. It's not fucking cool. And for Sebastian Bach to misunderstand it, that's just a time thing. You know what I mean?
Right.
So it's and probably just a little trying to get a little press or whatever. You know.
I mean, nowadays, like a band like Milli Vanilli, man, nobody would even bat an eyelash at that nowadays.
Like, bro, why'd you have to fucking kill yourself? You set a pace for something. I mean, so many bands. I was watching fucking 6ix9ine play in front of fucking 100,000. I mean, Jesus, more than 100,000 people in I forget where the show was, but that fucker was barely even singing.
Yeah.
He was only doing like fucking just like, you know, quarter notes and stuff. And whatever, bro, that's cool. He was still vibing, getting the people rocking, but it's like, you know what I mean? So,
well, it's also unfair, I think, like, and again, not to pick on Kiss, but when you go see a legendary band like Kiss, obviously it's going to be very difficult for Paul Stanley or any of us really to replicate what we did 40 years ago. You know what I mean? It's just, you know, it's not responsible criticism, you know, to put somebody under a microscope in that manner. You know what I mean? I think when you go see Kiss, you're ultimately going for the whole spectacle, the pyro, the fire, all that stuff. And you want to walk away saying, wow, I saw, you know, I don't think we're under any misconceptions that we're going to see the greatest musicians in the world when we go see Kiss. We're going for the show.
Yep. And guess what? Those motherfuckers show up.
They do.
They fucking throw down. So that's what you're going for.
Yeah.
I was talking to my drummer, like I was saying, we're still a little swollen from the road, you know. I mean, trying to think of sometimes, you know, how is it fucking putting your hand out to a promoter that's fucking paying you for 50 people that showed up to a fucking 400 capacity club. You know, honestly, I don't feel bad. I feel like the relationship for us to even be there is already there, or else we wouldn't even be in the house. But it's all about everything that we've got going before we got there. All the fucking work that we did to get to that fucking club.
Right.
That I have 2 fucking kids at home, my wife, dogs, house.
Right.
You know, and that's what we're getting paid for. And I don't have any problem holding my fucking hand out. And for some reason, you know, SKINLAB has been fortunate enough that the promoters that we do fuck with and, you know, do fuck with us, they're happy because they're fucking SKINLAB fans. And they're bringing their favorite band to town.
Right.
You know what I mean?
And those 50 people that are there, I mean, obviously they deserve the best, the best performance, that you could possibly give them, man. You know what I mean? Like they're excited about it,
Yeah. I've had we've had our fucked up ones, but I've got a new thing. It's like, I forget where we were, but there were 3 fucking people. Portland, fucking Oregon, where we fucking had sold out fucking shows. This particular show on a Wednesday had 3 fucking people, and I came out there like, you know what? You guys are getting the best fucking rock show you ever fucking seen.
Yeah.
And they just had a blast, and they made us fucking crush. It was great. Fucking put my hand out the promoter, boom, paid me out. Fucking loved it.
Is it disheartening when you go out there and see 3 people? For you as a performer, do you have to kind of do you have to kind of, or you guys, or you individually, or the band, do you have to kind of dig deep to kind of pump yourself up to go out and play a show like that? Or is it just business as usual and you don't even think about the people that are out there?
I mean, it does, but it's business as usual. I mean, this is what we do. Right? Yeah. We get out there, we love fucking rocking. I don't say business because this isn't business. It's all fun. It's love. And you get out there and you fucking do it and you fucking rock out. SKINLAB has a saying, one more than one is all we ask for.
Right.
Sometimes that gets old.
Yeah.
But the reason why we're out here fucking touring and doing these fucking headlining shows, showing up to these gigs is so, bands fucking see that we're doing that, and maybe our peers fucking call us up and give us a slot, or you know what I mean? So you got to get out there. No one's gonna fucking pick you up off the couch.
Yeah. So. Well, the last SKINLAB album, as I mentioned, was 2019. The last Defiance album was 2009. Any chance of another Defiance album ever on down the road? I mean, I know probably never say never, but
possibly. I mean, we're actually going to Europe in March 2025, so we're actually talking about possibly doing something, kicking around some old songs. So we'll see. We're all we're all still friends, so we're anything could happen. But it's all got to come from Jim, which is a guitar player, because I mean, Defiance is a totally guitar based fucking band. Anything that we do has to be unique. So if it happens, it's going to happen, nice and organically, and just it'll flow out.
Now, do you like when you hear it seems like especially this has happened in metal a lot. There's so many different labels and genres and subgenres nowadays. When I was getting my notes together, and writing down stuff I want to talk to you about, I kept seeing over and over again SKINLAB being described as groove metal. I just wonder where you stand on the genres, because I know a lot of musicians hate them. At the end of the day, you just want to be looked at as a rock and roll band or a rock band or whatever, man. But is there too many genres in extreme metal? Because nowadays, I as a 51-year-old guy, I can't keep up with them. There's deathcore, there's metalcore, there's all these different subgenres.
Yeah, as long as they don't fucking say we're crabcore, I'm cool with anything.
Yeah, not crabcore.
So when all the names, the fucking little names started coming around, new metal, groove metal, speed metal, I think Defiance, I think we're considered speed metal.
Yeah.
I don't think.
That means am I saying groove metal is bad, because they've also got Pantera in groove metal, so that's not bad company. That's not bad company to be in.
Dude, I get it, and it's something for someone to kind of relate. They're I guess their band too, but I never had a problem with it. It's always weird because when we were on Century Media, there was Century Media, which fucking killed it for us. They had to try so fucking hard to get us on to package tours, because everyone thought that they were a death metal label. And they were a really hardcore label when they came out, versus Roadrunner, versus anyone else like that. So Century Media had to try fucking extra hard. It worked out fucking great, because now they're fucking, they pioneered that shit. But and finally everyone turned their head. But it was really, they had a hard time fucking working SKINLAB, because they were trying to break us into a bigger genre. A wider spectrum of metal, when they were such a small label considered to be death metal, and then being from Germany, but also, being active in the States, they had a really hard time. So it was just, when all these like subtitles started coming around, it was just, we felt it was important for us to avoid it completely.
Yeah.
We never took the title as being a new metal band. We never took the title of being a groove metal band. And one thing we're not is a rock and roll band.
Yeah.
We're a rock band, if anything. Rock and roll is a whole different.
There's a difference. Yeah. Well, by the way, I'm having tomorrow night. I'm having Eddie Garcia on from Pissing Razors, also labeled a groove metal band.
Yeah. Well, there you go.
Yeah.
Pissing Razors is a goddamn groove metal band.
Okay.
They are. Yeah. Right? Because Eddie on that double bass and the rod bass,
Yeah.
And then, fucking Mateo's riff, dude,
yeah.
They are what sets the pace for groove metal. And I'll tell you what, they're the fucking worst band to ever have to fucking headline over. God damn it, Eddie.
They're the worst band to try to like meaning that they're a tough act to follow.
Fuck yeah.
Yeah.
Bastards. They're our best friends. Those guys are our brothers, man.
I know.
Literally, SKINLAB and Pissing Razors are brothers.
Yeah. And so when you go out on the road now, you guys are all obviously been doing this for a long time. Is there a comfortable, as you're touring and as you're aging, is there an itinerary that works best for you? Is there an amount of time at this stage of your life that you're comfortable going out for and don't want to be out for longer than that?
Well, me and my wife have an agreement that we can't be away from each other for 2 weeks.
Okay. So 2 weeks is the most we're allowed for.
We'll book a month-long tour if it makes sense, but we're always at the, we break up the monotony, what I mean?
Yeah.
She's been with us since SKINLAB got signed, man. But I generally base our touring life around my family, and we all try to, availability first, and then, try to get out there when we can. We used to be a winter touring band versus a summer touring band because everyone in SKINLAB at one point were all painters.
Right.
So, it was
gotta go in business is not so good.
Yeah. And I'm actually thinking about doing that again because I don't want to be sitting around at home. But 7 days a week is how we like it. I don't want a day off.
Right.
We've been known to fucking book small tiny ass gigs just to fucking play.
Yeah. Well, at this stage of the game, it's just like you said earlier, though, man. No one in the rock and roll world, it's very top heavy right now. Like, unless you're Taylor Swift, nobody's rolling in tons of money. So everybody essentially really is doing it now at this stage in the music business, really doing it because you love it.
Right now, yeah. Well, if you keep, the thing is, making money on the road, if you're a band that's making money, you have a guarantee and you're out there doing it.
Yeah.
If you continue to do it over a month, let's say you're making $1,500 a night, if you play 30 shows, you're going home with some money.
Right.
It's just, you have to keep it going. Right. So your life has to be stable outside of the band in order to do that. So everything else doesn't fucking collapse while you're out there fucking playing to 3 people.
Right. You got to have it. Right.
Whatever it is.
Very important to have a good woman at home holding it down for you too. That's important. You got to have it. Which I don't know what I was thinking the other day, man. Because my wedding anniversary was just this past Thursday, and the week previous to that, I had scheduled podcast interviews for that day. I really dodged the bullet. I had to reschedule them all because I didn't want to end up divorced. That's for sure. I don't know what I was thinking, man. I've been married long enough to know better. 26 years. I should know better.
Oh, dude, you're at 26. Me too. We're gonna be 27 next year. Fuck yeah! Congratulations.
Congratulations to you too. It's not easy, man. It really is work keeping together successful marriages. I imagine when you have a job that takes you on the road, you probably even have to work at it all that much harder, though. Because it is a job that takes you, as you said, away from your family.
Totally. Again, just getting off the phone with my drummer. It's like I offset my pay, so I know that we do all right with SKINLAB, but I make sure that I work super hard before I go on tour to offset things that might come in my way. You know what I mean?
Right. Right.
And sometimes my guys don't have the opportunity, same options I do. You know, I'm actually a painting contractor, right? So I'm fucking out there. I can paint anywhere. You know?
Right. Right. That's nice.
Painting them, then known to paint anywhere. So
yeah.
Dog will hunt, you know.
I kind of feel that way about my job too, because I work in healthcare by day, so I'm a nurse. But having a professional license is nice because I can pretty much go anywhere and almost be guaranteed a job. I can literally walk out of my job tomorrow and an hour later walk into another one. That's just the way healthcare is now, especially post COVID.
Nice.
Yeah, it's not like people are beating down the door to get into healthcare anymore like they used to be. You know what I mean? Like it seems like COVID kind of changed that, and like people are a little more shying away from it. How did COVID treat you? Did you did you end up getting sick with it?
I haven't. I never got it.
Haven't got it yet.
I never got it. Everyone else around me did. I got Montezuma's revenge the other week, coming back from Mexico. But no, I didn't get COVID. The break was pretty intense, you know, for everyone, obviously, but work-wise, I was fucking working my ass off. You know, we actually moved from the Bay Area down to San Diego during everything. Okay. And it was, you know, moving fucking truck going down the highway with nobody on the road, bro. It was like fucking, it was like Walking Dead.
Ghost town. I know. I know. It was pretty crazy. I mean, it's hard to believe now that it's going on 4 years since all that happened. I mean, pretty crazy. Just to even think that it's going to be looked back at as a weird time, in the history of the world. I think for sure.
Absolutely.
Yeah, very strange. And so you've obviously been out there on the road, done the festivals, done the touring thing. Have you had the opportunity to meet any of your own heroes? And has there been anybody that particularly really bowled you over? You know what I mean? That you got a chance to meet, in the music world?
I've got to be tons of them. I've had all great experiences. I don't think anyone's ever bummed me out. They
do say sometimes don't meet your heroes. You could be let down. So that's good that you haven't been let down.
Totally. No, I've been pretty fortunate. And I've got to meet a lot of cool people. I tend to stay close I kind of stay to myself, you know. I like being a fly on the wall. I'm more of that dude.
Yeah.
Unless, it's my show or something like that, then I tend to cater to whoever is available or wants to talk or whatever, but I'm pretty to myself type of dude, So
usually a couple of the toughest questions, and they're toughest because I try to save them here for the end. For you, of course, this is strictly subjective. For you, your Mount Rushmore of artists, the 4 greatest artists for you.
Artists?
Yeah.
Okay. Well.
Your 4 goats of music all time from any genres.
Well, it's all going to be rock. I mean, based, I guess. Jesus. Well, James Hetfield.
Yeah.
Of course.
Goes without saying. Yeah.
The GOAT.
Yeah. Yep.
Andrew Wood from Mother Love Bone because he changed my life.
Love him. Yeah, I just had a guy on here the other day that actually learned everything he knows from him. He even did a little stint in Malfunction with him. Yeah.
Oh, really?
Yeah, Tony West. Yeah, really interesting guy. Yeah,
that's awesome.
Yeah,
I'm a huge. I mean, that's a whole nother podcast.
Yeah,
but I'm a huge fan.
Me too.
So that's 2, right? Stanley from Life, Sex, and Death.
Okay.
Because nobody knows him and he's fucking amazing.
Yeah.
Was that 3 or 4?
That's 3.
3. Okay. Well, I don't know. I would have to say my godfather. He was the leader of a band called Rudy and the Cruisers.
Oh, okay.
And he was my dad was saxophone player for the band. They had a hit song called "Cruisin'."
Okay.
And
that's pretty cool.
All right, say hi. Say hi, Art. Hi, how you doing, mate? You're on camera.
I'm good, sir. How are you?
Yeah. That's my homeboy back there. Stargard. He's an amazing dude.
Who is now starting this podcast.
Yeah, absolutely. And then last but least is my newest, and this band has like changed my life.
Okay.
Like a little freaking sissy girl. I got them tattooed on my hand. The band called Co-Defendants, and one of the lead singers named Chesky Ramos. Chesky is he's an independent solo artist, which he's better known for his kind of abstract rapping, I would say.
Is Co-Defendants a fairly new band?
Co-Defendants is a brand new band. It's Fat Mike from NoFX. It's his new band.
Okay.
And it's got Sam King from Get Dead as one of the singers, and Chesky is the other singer. And you have to listen to them. They're amazing.
I wrote it down already. What genre, if you had to pigeonhole them into a genre, what music what type of music do they play?
Man, they sound like Transplants meets I don't know, some reggae in there, some new school
that's cool.
Indie stuff. It's just fucking cool, man. It's just,
I wrote it down as soon as you said it, because I try to perk my ears up anytime an artist says anything on here, about finding music out there that they like, you know what I mean, and interesting music that, especially somebody that's been doing it as long as you know what I mean, like I know you say you keep your ear to the pavement and try to absorb new music, man, but you're specifically mentioning like this band, so obviously you've been doing this a long time and they've somehow impacted you and shown you something that you haven't seen yet. So
dude, I told the singer Chesky, I'm like, dude, you guys hit me like Temple of the Dog.
Yeah,
right. You know how there's like that one, like every 10 years there's that, circle, there's that one band that comes,
Yeah.
And he was like, holy fuck, that's Steve. I'm like, fuck yeah, I got you tattooed on the top of my hand, boy.
You made a couple of references to the Seattle sound. So like I take it that you like the stuff that came out of the early 90s, early mid 90s in Seattle.
I love it. And I mean, unfortunately it's what fucked me up in Defiance, because it Beyond Recognition was a very singy record. I was trying to do all these harmonies and was very influenced by Lane Staley and trying to do those, not those harmonies, but trying to do harmonies. And so just, it was heavily, totally influential. Everything. I mean, I remember when, and this goes back to fucking playing with 3 people, bro. Me, Phil Demmel, Rob Flynn, maybe a couple other dudes. 7 people were there watching Pearl Jam, Alice in Chains, and some other band, I forget. But Pearl Jam was called Mookie Blaylock.
You're going back a ways to the Mookie Blaylock days.
He better gave me his beer, bro. Like, that's how, there was nobody there, and he's like, here, fucking gave me his warm beer. It's like, oh, thanks, bro. But
who knew that was about to be the next biggest thing, though? And I think a lot of people were bummed out. Because obviously the '80s was a decade of decadence. The songs were very frivolous. There was a lot of sex, drugs, and rock and roll. I think it was kind of. It was almost like a cleaning out process. Like music kind of needed that scene around that time.
Well, yeah, it surely, it brought out the demon in people. It brought out the sex. It was our summer of love. That whole Mother Love Bone movement. Yeah, I truly believe, like I say it was like our summer of '69.
Yeah, and I tell people all the time, and I am a big Pearl Jam fan, but I tell people all the time, and this is not to disparage the Pearl Jam guys, but I actually love Mother Love Bone much more than Pearl Jam, and I almost wish that what happened to Andy didn't happen. And this is nothing against Eddie Vedder and in the guys, but I really loved Mother Love Bone a lot more, and it's a shame they were just really starting to get their legs and really starting to make a buzz when everything kind of obviously what happened to Andy, everything kind of stopped.
They were going to be huge. I had a friend, one of my friends, Michael, at MCA Records. I mean, they were about to be fucking huge.
Yeah.
And that's why I was able to go see them, because he told me, he's like, Steve, I'm going to tell you a little insight. This band, used to be called Mother Love Bone, is going to be looking for a singer. And right now they're on tour with who they're trying out with some guys. So I'll tell you what, I'll put you on the list. Go to that show and introduce yourself to, Stone and the guys, right?
Yeah.
I went and seen them, and I was just stargazed over fucking Eddie. I mean, dude, he's one of my favorite singers. And so there was Andy, and then going and seeing Mookie Blaylock, and Eddie was killing it that night. And they played all these live songs. I mean, they played those songs. I mean, I remember them.
Yeah. Oh, and we lost him, but he will be back in. Just like that, he disappeared on us. But, that happens in podcasting. Must have hit a button. I told him to pop back in with the same link. We are, of course, talking with Steve. Well, it happens.
Yeah, got excited.
But
over here.
Yeah, but speaking of the point that you were making, though, I think it's a small glimpse of a moment in time, from like 1990 to the mid to late 90s, of that. I know, for lack of a better word, I know they hate the term grunge, even the bands that are from there. But that grunge scene, though, really did produce a lot of the best voices in rock and roll, though. Like, when you really think about it, the Cornells, the Lane Staleys, the Mark Lanigans, the Andy Woods. I mean,
Mark Lanigans, totally, dude.
Yeah, I got a poster of him downstairs next to my bed. He's one of my favorite vocalists of all time. And again, this will give me another opportunity to shout out his audiobook for people that haven't listened to it, man. Go listen to Mark Lanigan. And yes, you can buy the hardcover book, but listen to Mark tell his fucking story in his own words. It's the best fucking rock autobiography I've ever heard in my life.
Dude, I've listened to like a few of the stories. I'm definitely going to do that because I fucking love him. And actually,
an amazing book, an 11-hour journey that you will not soon forget. And the good thing is there's a lot of stories in there about his time spent partying and obviously not always doing the best things, but hanging out with Kurt Cobain and Lane Staley is really a big part. It's a big part of the book. Yeah.
Cool.
Yeah, it's amazing. It's amazing.
So if you like him, you'll fucking probably enjoy Oceans of Oblivion.
Oceans of Oblivion?
Yeah, that's my solo band. Or it's not even solo is so stupid. It's like I was a dummy to think I could do this by myself. It's not. I have a partner, and we're actually going to make a whole band. But right now, it's just it's and we also just signed with Rexx, so there's music coming out. But if you like Mark Lanigan and deep baritone stuff, you might enjoy this.
Yeah. Now. As somebody who uses their voice as their instrument, among other things, are you somebody that ascribes to any type of voice care? Like, have you found it easy to keep singing over the years? As you've gotten older, do you have any rituals or any things to maintain, your own instrument, your voice?
I'm very bad. No, I've just now started doing warm-ups. In Defiance, we used to party so hard that I couldn't even sing through a rehearsal.
AKA the good old days.
It was pretty embarrassing. I mean, just what were you, the fucking lead partier or the lead singer? You know what I mean? And as I've grown up, I've grown to be kind of embarrassed of that. And so with SKINLAB, I was able to develop something because we tuned so much lower that my voice wasn't, I was able to acclimate to a lower tuning and to my lower range, right?
Right.
So I've never really had to warm up, never lost my voice.
That's a good thing.
My voice has never really gone out. It's kind of sucked.
Yeah.
You work your way through that or find different elements, but just learn to develop, and that's where like this ocean stuff, it's I've always when I record my records and with the producers, we always have I'll have different voices and we have names for them all, right? So we have the Buck Chili, right? We have what we call the Barry White, and my Barry White is obviously my we have the Wolfman Jack. We'll have the Lane Staley, we'll have the fucking so right, we have little names to describe everything. So but Yeah,
Well, I think,
right now, fucking Oceans, my voice, I've been calling it the panty droppers. So
nice.
My wife is going to be a lot of cougars fucking running around with missing panties.
Seductive. Yeah, the seductive side of Steve.
Fuck the kids on Oceans of Oblivion. Fucking, we ain't catering to the fucking kids straight out the box. Don't even worry about it, kids.
This is going to be, yeah. Right, so you're here to say this is going to be baby making music right here.
Exactly, it is.
But I gotta say though, man, that there's something about and as I said, I love Mark Lanegan singing. I always thought the Screaming Trees were one of those Seattle bands that didn't get their just due as much as the other bands did. But it's the way.
I don't know why.
Yeah, but it's the way he tells his story, though, and the way he reads it. He kind of almost turned into like the modern-day Tom Waits. He's got that very gravelly, low voice. So to listen to him tell his life story is quite remarkable. And and it is a very dark book. I'll be the first to say that he certainly went through a lot of dark times or whatever, man. But really a true rock warrior, because he really. You talk about these guys who make the claim that they've seen and done it all. He's really one of those guys. And yeah, he didn't get the accolades that the Lane Staleys and the Eddie Vedders and the Chris Cornells got.
Yeah, no, not at all. That sucks.
Yeah, I'm not really sure why.
He laid it all out there. He didn't. He was very unforgiving.
Yeah.
And, unfortunately, I've seen everything around him when he passed. He was sad, as everyone around him, towards the end of his life.
Yeah.
Some of us have remorse, fucking for what we do as we grow older.
Sure.
But, I'll tell you what, I'll be one of those things that said I lived and did a third of everything.
Yeah. And then just deny everything else.
I did 3% of it fucking hard. So why? Because we were always broke. How fucking hard could you go at fucking McDonald's or fucking Flying J?
Right. And now one of the other hard questions I ask you usually towards the end of the interview, what would be your desert island album? You're dropped on a desert island and you can only take one fucking piece of music with you.
It would have to be Dead Z.
Yeah.
Dead Z's self-titled album.
Why that album specifically, though, man? Like, why would you want to be on an album and that's the only piece of music? Like, what does it do for you? Like, in terms of like, okay, I'd be alone with this album the rest of my life.
It's just one of those songs that just has moments in it that just take me through fucking different periods of my life. Song by song. It's, a very dark record, just I'm into, I've been into this darker stuff, and it's music that reminds me of my wife,
That's always a good thing.
Yeah.
That's always a good thing. Yeah.
That's
the right answer.
Dead Z is Greg Allman and Cher's son.
Yep.
Elijah Blue, right?
Super talented kid.
My son Elijah is named after him.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. We got married to one of the songs, Silver Lining.
Okay.
Our first dance was Flowing Glower. And on our first tour, we shared a bus with Coal Chamber in Europe on the Machine Head tour. Okay. And they busted out Dead Z for me. And that song, Flowing Glower, came on. It fucking blew my mind. I was like, what was this? And it was something, it was our first tour away from home and reminded me of my wife. And Raina used to always go like, hey, dude, got to put on that song. I know you're feeling bad. Put it on so you can start feeling good before you go. So it became my song I listened to every night before I went on stage for the rest of the 50 shows or whatever it was. And I just brought it home, and it's never left, and it's a part of me.
Which is what good music does, man. It changes, it changes your mood, and it does something to you, and it affects you, man. I think that's the biggest compliment you could probably pay a piece of art or a song. Yeah.
That and Co-Defendants. Damn it! If I could take two, I'll take Cody with me.
Yeah, I gotta say, man, you are probably a better publicist for Co-Defendants than their own publicist is, if they have one.
I hope so.
I mean, you're championing your cause out there, man. Yeah, you better see. If any royalties come in, I think you might be entitled to some. You're talking them up. You're doing your part.
Guest on my record, Chesky. It's funny. So I would never say it to him, but I just heard Mike, Fat Mike, because I watch all their, Fat Mike TV and everything like that. They call him Jet Ski.
Yeah.
I thought that was the greatest thing.
But yeah, I'm definitely gonna go check them out though, man. I always love getting like I think it's helped me a little bit doing this podcast because full disclosure, being 51 years old and when I do have an opportunity throughout the day to listen to music from a fan standpoint, I did have a tendency sometimes to lean on my old favorites and kind of be stuck in that time warp and say, okay, I got time to listen to music. Do I want to find something new, or do I just want to go listen to shit from the 80s and the 90s that that I know is like a comforting blanket? You know what I mean? You know it well. You know what I mean? But doing this podcast has really helped me try to check out the streaming platforms, check out the algorithm, see what stuff is suggested to me or whatever, and try to find like younger bands and kind of give them a platform. So, that's kind of a thrill. It's always great talking with legends like you and people that have done it for a long time. But it's nice, because obviously the music business is a real uphill battle for these kids that are starting out nowadays.
Yeah, these fucking kids nowadays. Jesus Christ, all these new fucking bands. I give up. I don't give up. I'm just staying in my fucking lane.
Well, it's crazy though. I
fucking lane, dude. Groove metal. Yep, I'm staying there. Wherever the fuck.
It's unbelievable. I mean, I've said this on here before. Like I read somewhere that like there's anywhere between like 30 and 50,000 new songs every day on those platforms. So we've only got so many hours throughout the course of a day to consume or whatever. But it's not for a lack of creativity or an influx of music. There's certainly music on there all the time, but there's no way to digest all of it.
Yeah, that's for sure. I'm talking
crazy.
About the different fucking the sick ass bands that are fucking coming out now. I mean,
yeah,
Lorna Shore, fucking Slaughter to Prevail, fucking dude. And even some of the older bands that I just didn't even know because of the internet. Now I do. Fucking Trapped Under Ice.
Yeah.
Down style fucking Wormhole and fucking discovered all these fucking new bands,
Yep.
Dude, I'm loving it, man. The youth is they're definitely fucking thriving. My son's a drummer, dude. When fucking he's gonna be right in there, I can't so I'll definitely be connected. But as far as fucking chasing them fuckers, man, nope.
Yeah.
Nope. I'm gonna be chilling with my fucking slip-on Vans playing fucking slow dirt fucking metal, bro. As Johnson would say, throw us a fucking caveman a bone and fucking let us, we'll go open up for the spirit boxes and the shores.
But I am glad you threw Death Angel out there, though, man, because like I said, I did see them on the Bay Area Strikes Back tour a year and a half, 2 years ago, and it's great when you see it was them and Exodus and Testament. It's great to see that these guys are still out there, not only doing it, man, but really doing it a lot better than some of those younger bands even do it,
and just doing it harder than they ever have. I mean, Death Angel, they just fucking kill it every fucking one. I mean, and I love Andy when Andy was in the band and when Dennis was in the band. But the fact of the matter is they're fucking on fire right now.
Yeah.
And I mean, it's just fucking killing it. So
yeah.
Everything, so I'm really stoked to fucking, I've always been one of those people. I'm fucking just as happy to fucking see my friends succeed as
sure.
myself. I mean?
Yeah. I'm sporting the shirt tonight, and boy, did Exodus fucking rip up that stage too, man. I mean,
my fucking heroes.
Amazing. Yeah.
I used to headbang in the mirror thinking I was Bailoff. Then the next thing you know, I got to sing for him, And
I'm also very excited too, because next year, man, Gary Holt's book fucking comes out too.
Oh yeah.
He's writing his memoir as well, and it looks like he's going to be narrating. And it looks like from all signs that he will also be narrating his. I really got into the audiobooks a little more because I had a couple
that'd be great if Gary fucking.
I'm pretty sure he'll be narrating it. I always love when they narrate their own story. Yeah, it's always good. It's always good.
Nobody could tell a fucking story like Gary.
Right, and that's why, I think he's going to be narrating it. I really got into the audiobooks. I had a couple of detached retina surgeries last year, so sitting down and reading a physical book has gotten a little more difficult for me. So I love these fucking audiobooks. I mean, they're a godsend.
Yeah, there you go. Work for you.
I mean, Gary Holt. And I mean, Gary Holt was right there, from the very inception of that Bay Area thrash scene. So I mean, I'm sure the wealth of stories and memories that he has is going to be incredible.
Oh, dude, yeah,
I mean, he's just one of those guys. Yeah, I mean, he's one of those guys that is on that Bay Area. You talk about a Mount Rushmore. He's on that Bay Area Mount Rushmore for sure.
Right.
Yeah,
Absolutely.
yeah, he's a legend. But listen, man, I could talk to you all night, man. I appreciate you coming on here and doing this, man, and like rushing home and us getting a chance to do this, man. And stay in touch. We'll definitely do it again, man. I enjoyed having you on. This was fun.
Awesome. Thanks for thinking of me, and let me know what you think of co-defendants.
I will. I'll be texting you tomorrow, and I'll be letting you know. It's a school night for me tonight, so I got work in the morning. But yeah, I'll let you know what I think of them tomorrow, man. But Steve, really, man, I appreciate it. Stay in touch. We will talk again for sure.
All right, brother.
Yeah, appreciate you, man. Thank you so much. Good talking to you, my man.
You too. Bye.
Later. And there he goes, folks. That is STEEV ESQUIVEL. You might know him from DEDVOLT. You might know him from Reignition. You will definitely know him from SKINLAB. You will definitely know him from the amazing thrash metal, speed metal band DEFIANCE, who, as I said, Void Terra Firma, their 1990 album, a thrash masterpiece. So glad that he got a chance to come on here tonight, man, and I was able to run him down. STEEV ESQUIVEL, vocalist, bass player for SKINLAB, vocalist for DEFIANCE, guitar player for DEDVOLT, guitar player for Reignition. Just been in every project he's in. Always kicks a lot of fucking ass. And the last SKINLAB album was 2019's Venomous, which, like all the rest of the SKINLAB albums, kicks fucking major ass. Go check it out. Go check out their whole discography. Go check out the DEFIANCE discography, specifically 1990s Void Terra Firma, which I consider, as I said, a seminal album, in the thrash metal world. Just a game changer. Go check out everything that Steve's involved in. Great guy, man. Of course, you can't go wrong fucking throwing on SKINLAB, man. I mean, forget about it, dude. If you can't find a way to get into fucking SKINLAB, you're getting your metal card pulled right here on this fucking show today, man. Anybody that's down in that comment section that says that they can't get into SKINLAB, DEFIANCE, any of the stuff that Steve has been involved in, man, you got fucking problems, man. Real fucking problems. And go check out Co-Defendants, obviously a band that Steve shouted out multiple times. And an Andy Wood fan, Mother Love Bone fan. The man's got taste. We'll say that much for him right there, man. And his band's fucking always amazing, man. Can't say enough about how awesome SKINLAB is. Can't say enough how awesome DEFIANCE was. I don't know, never say never, as he said. Their last album was The Prophecy in 2009. Hopefully he's going to be bringing us new music very soon, as he said, with Oceans of Oblivion, his solo project. So, keep your ears perked for that as well. And just go support anything that Steve does. One of the good ones in the music world, man, for sure, man. Really enjoyed that conversation. Hope you guys did too. Make sure to like and follow us on Facebook. And also make sure to like, subscribe, and hit the notification bell on this channel. This is where the cool kids come to chop it up. No place else. Right here with Uncle Rexx, a.k.a. Diamond David Lee Roth Jr. You guys know it to be true. I know it to be true that I am obviously extremely good looking, so good looking, man, that I have to be Diamond David Lee Roth Jr., man. I just have to be. There's no ifs, ands, or buts about it. The DNA testing will prove conclusive very fucking soon, man. I usually get to that spiel beforehand, but Steve got in here so quickly, man. I didn't get a chance to, make sure that the coif like Roth was looking good. And of course, you can get that too. Little product placement here, right there. You want a good looking hairdo like this, and you want to help put holes in the ozone layer? This is your shit right here. Obviously, the Freddie Mercury puppet, excited as hell, happy as hell that we did that episode. Look at him, man. Hasn't been able to fucking calm those teeth down yet. Super excited, man. I'm super excited. I love talking to STEEV ESQUIVEL. That was a lot of fucking fun, man. And remember, stay tuned in, man. This is where the best conversations happen, right here. Everybody wants to chop it up with Uncle Rexx, the son of glam, the front man for the band, adored by a million fans. I'm the peanut butter to your jam. Wop, bop, loo, bop, wop, bam, bam, shazam, ha, damn. I look like the man. I sound like the man. Come on, folks. Give me my just due, man. And admit that, hey, Rexx, you probably are Diamond David Lee Roth Jr. And I'm not going to disagree with you about that. It's fucking true. It's damn true. So again, folks, you know how I always end these things. I'm getting a little delusional. It's getting late at night right here, man. The studio is warm. I don't know. I may be talking out of sorts right here, man. Who the fuck knows, man? Maybe I'm getting a little, out of my mind up here, a little delirious. Maybe the hat's too tight. I don't know, man. But one thing I know I'm not delusional about is that is my pops right there, looking down on me fondly and proudly. And, of course, my mascot Sludge back here, man, who rivals Charlie from Overkill and Eddie from Iron Maiden. There he is right there, man. Happy to have this backdrop provided to me by well, I'll have to get back to you on who provided it to me, but down came the boxing ring and the Off the Couch boxing, which you can still go check episodes out, and probably will still be doing episodes interviewing people from the boxing world. But for now, we're back to Pod Scum. That was an amazing episode. I'm droning fucking on and on and on and on. Probably nobody's even listening. They probably checked out once Steve checked out, but I'm still here. I'm still rambling, and I'm here to tell you that as I always end these things, remember, kids, take it easy and keep it sleazy.